Welcome once again, my friends, and thank you for stopping by to listen to an old storyteller. Today we have a story from South Africa, and the title of this story is Flying Lion. Once upon a time, remarked Alta thoughtfully, Liu used to fly. Ooh, said the children all together. Their eyes widened with terror at the picture called up by Uta's words. Yes, my Bazjis, and then nothing could live before him. His wings were not covered with feathers. They were like the wings of Brother Bat, all skin and ribs, but they were very big, very thick, very strong. When he wasn't flying, they were folded flat against his sides. When he was angry, he let the points down to the ground, like Uba's turkey when he gobbles and struts before his wives. And when he wanted to rise from the ground, he spread them out and flapped them up and down, slowly at first. So, my busters, then faster and faster. So, till he made a big wind with them and sailed away to the air. Uta, flapping his crooked arms and puffing out his disproportionate chest, seemed about to follow suit, but suddenly subsided again on his stool. Ah, but it was a terrible sight. Then, when he was high above the earth, he would look down for something to kill. If he saw a herd of springbok, he would fly along till he was just over them, pick out a nice fat. Then he would stretch out his iron claws, fold his wings, and whoof, down he would fall onto the poor bokie, like it had before it had time to jump away. Yes, that was the way Liu hunted in the olden times. There was only one thing he was afraid of. That was the bones of the animal he caught. 8 would be broken to pieces. No one knew why, and everyone was too frightened of Liu to try and find out. He used to keep them all at his home in the kranzes, and he had crows to look after them, 2 at a time. Not the ugly black crows that build in the willow trees near the dam, but white crows, the kind that come only once in many years. As soon as a white crow baby was found, it was taken to Liu. That was his order, that he kept it in the kranzes of the mountains and let it grow big. And when the old white crows died, the next eldest became watchman. And so there were always white crows to watch the bones when Liu went hunting. But one day, while he was away, Brother Big Bullfrog came along, hop, hop, hoppity hop, 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 hoppity hop, and said, "Why do you sit here all day, you white-headed crows?" And the white crows said, "We sit here to look after the bones for Liu." "Ah, but you must be tired of sitting," said Brother Big Bullfrog. "You fly away a little and stretch your wing. I will sit here and look after the bones." The white crows looked this way and that way, up and down and all around, but no, they couldn't see Liu. They thought, now is our chance to get away, fly. So they said, "Ah, draw," and stretched out their wings and flew away. Big Brother Bullfrog called out after them, "Don't hurry back. Stay as long as you like. I will take care of the bones." But as soon as they were gone, he said, "Now I shall find out why Liu keeps the bones from being broken. Now I shall see why men and animals can live no longer." And he went from one end to the other of Liu's house at the bottom of the kratz, breaking all the bones he could find. Ah, but he worked quickly. Crack, 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 crack. Wherever he went, he broke bones. Then, when he had finished, he hopped away, hop, hop, hippity hop, hippity hop, as fast as he could. When he had nearly reached his dam in the veld, the white crows overtook him. They had been to the krantz, and boy! They were frightened when they saw all the broken bones. "Quaw! Quaw!" they said. "Brother Big Bullfrog, why are you so wicked? Liu will be so angry." He will bite off our nice white head. Caw! Caw! And without a head, who can live? But Brother Big Bullfrog pretended he didn't hear. He just hopped on as fast as he could, and the white crows went after him. It's no good hopping away, Brother Bullfrog, they said. Leo will find you wherever you are, and with one blow of his iron claws, he will kill you. But old Big Brother Bullfrog didn't take any notice. He just hopped on, and when he came to his dam, he sat back at the edge of the water and blinked the beautiful eyes in his ugly old head, and said, When Leo comes, tell him I am the man who broke the bones. Tell him I live in this dam, and if he wants to see me, he must come here. The white crows were very cross. They flew down quickly to peck Brother Big Bullfrog, but they only dug their beaks into the soft mud, because Brother Big Bullfrog wasn't sitting there any longer. He had dived into the dam, and the white crows could only see the rings round the place where he had made a hole in the water. Leo was far away in the veld, waiting for food. At last he saw a herd of zebras, the little striped horses that he is fond of, and he tried to fly up so that he could fall on one of them, but he couldn't. He tried again, but no, he couldn't. He spread out his wings and flapped them, but they were quite weak, like Bajji's umbrellas when the ribs are broken. Then Leo knew there must be something wrong at his house. He was too angry. He struck his iron claws into the ground and roared and roared. Softly he began, like thunder far away rolling through the roofs, then louder and louder, till roar, roar, the earth beneath him seemed to shake. It was a terrible noise. But all his roaring did not help him. He couldn't fly, and at last he had to get up and walk home. He found the poor white crows nearly dead with fright, but they soon found out that he could no longer fly, so they were not afraid of him. Roar! Roar! He roared. What have you done to make my wings so weak? And they said, While was away, someone came and broke all the bones. And Leo said, You were put here to watch them. It is your fault that they are broken, and to punish you, I am going to bite your stupid white heads off. Roar! He sprang towards them, but now that they knew he couldn't fly, they were not afraid of him. They flew away and sailed round the air over his head, just too high for him to reach, and they called out, Ha, ha, ha! Cannot catch us. The bones are broken, and his wings are useless. Now men and animals can live again. We will fly away and tell them the good news. Leo sprang into the air, first to one side and then to the other, striking at them, but he couldn't reach them. And when he found all his efforts were in vain, he rolled onto the ground and roared louder than ever. The white crows flew round him in rings and called out, Ha, ha, ha! He can no longer fly. He only rolls and roars. The man who broke the bones said, If Leo wants me, he can come and look for me at the dam. Craw, craw! Then away they flew. Then Leo thought, Wait, I'll get hold of the one who broke the bones. I'll get him. So he went to the dam, and there was old Brother Bullfrog sitting in the sun at the water's edge. Leo crept up slowly, quietly, like a scoundrel, behind Brother Bullfrog. Ha! Now I've got him, he thought, and made a spring. But Brother Bullfrog said, Ho! And dived in, whoop, and came up at the other side of the dam, and sat there blinking in the sun. Leo ran round as hard as he could, and was just going to spring when, kabloop! Brother Bullfrog dived in again and came up at the other side of the dam. And so it went on. Each time when Leo had nearly caught him, Brother Bullfrog dived in, kabloop, and called out, Ho! from the other side of the dam. Then at last Leo saw that it was no use trying to catch Brother Bullfrog, so he went home to see if he could mend the broken bones. But he could not, and from that day he could no longer fly, only walk on his iron claws. Also, from that day he learned to creep quietly like a schelm after his game, and though he still catches them and eats them, he is not as dangerous as he was when he could fly. And the white crows can no longer speak. They can only say, "Caw, caw." But old Brother Big Bullfrog still goes hip hop hop hippity hop round about the dam, and whenever he sees Leo, he just says "ho" and dives into the water, to-boom, as fast as he can, and sits there laughing when he hears Leo roar with anger.
Thank you once again for listening to this story. If you enjoyed this story, please press that like button. Also, please help an old storyteller out by subscribing to my channel. The next story will be posted in a few days, so until then, may your story continue to be a good one.